Hello, everyone. If you please take your seats, we are going to be starting. This is a very exciting evening. We have so much going on. Oh, my, my. Welcome, everybody. We're going to get started. Hine matov umanaim shevet achim gam yachad. How wonderful it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together. And this is a special Shabbat dedicated to sisterhood and our sisters of Emet, both past, present, and future. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, hine matov, la 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 la. Hine matov, hine matov, la 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 la. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. And so we are now going to kindle the lights of Shabbat, and we are going to have Crystal come forward, our current for the moment sisterhood president, soon to be passing the baton to Marianne and to Hilda. And so we are thrilled. She also does amazing things at High Holy Days, among her many things. So we have the two candlesticks representing partnership, friendship, the divine, and us. So we want to focus on that light and bring that light into our own vessel and let it illuminate all the little dark spaces. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out and connect to the light. Making 3 circles, creating order out of the chaos. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat shalom. Hug someone next to you and say, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Congratulations. Be careful over there. You might want to go this way. It's a bit of an obstacle course over there. Okay, so now we're going to welcome in the Sabbath angels on page 142, and then Crystal's going to be coming back up here. Okay, Shalom Aleichem, page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Minelech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, Baruch L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Minelech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Last verse. Sechem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, V'melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. And now L'cha Dodi on page 138, verses 1, 5, and 9. Okay, come on, you guys. We're devoting our service to sisterhood and Ruach, Spirit, the Spirit, Ruach Elohim of God. L'cha l'cha dodi, likrat likrat kala, Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. L'cha l'cha dodi, likrat likrat kala, Penei penei Shabbat nekavla, la 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 l'cha dodi, likrat likrat kala, Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. L'cha l'cha dodi, likrat likrat kala, Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'an elech echad, Adonai echad, Shema echad, L'shem l'tiferet v'lizi la 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 l'chadoti, Likrat likrat kala, Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. L'cha l'cha dodi, likrat likrat kala, Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. Hitoreri, kiva orakmi ori, ori ori shir daberi, kevod Adonai lightning la 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 l'cha dodi, likrat likrat kala, Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. L'cha l'cha dodi, likrat likrat kala, Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. B'wi v'shalom ateret bala, gam v'simcha v'sochla, tzach emeneh am segula, v'michala echala. L'cha l'cha dodi, likrat likrat kala, Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. L'cha l'cha dodi, likrat likrat kala, Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. Penei penei Shabbat nekavla. Woo! Please be seated. And now that we've had that rousing beginning to our worship service, I would like to call forth Crystal Holtz, our president of Sisterhood, who will begin the festivities of the evening. It is so wonderful to have our sisterhood here with us to celebrate. Oh my goodness, Jeremy, you wear so many hats. We do things differently at Temple Emet.
Well, it's that time of year when we make the change from one sisterhood board to another, and I wanted to give a hearty thanks to all of the board members for this past year, all their hard work. And what I'd like to do is call each person up at a time, and we'll stand over here, and then eventually the new board, I'll call them up here. Not everyone is here today for various reasons, but we will certainly mention their name.
And Terry Schneier is online.
We'll get to that.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. Didn't mean to
I've got it
steal
all
your
worked out,
thunder.
Dee Dee.
You, Crystal, you always do. I'll just stay out of it. Have your way.
Anyway, first person is Deborah Goldberg, who acted as our VP of membership. She's not here today, but thank you, Deborah. Then our treasurer, Sunny Moss, she called me just before coming here. She planned to be here, but she is suffering from jet lag really badly. And she said, I thought I'd be fine, but it really hit me this morning. So she called me to let me know she couldn't make it. But thank you, Sunny, for everything you did regarding the treasurer's position. And then I want to thank Pat Alexander, who acted as the interim treasurer when Sunny moved to Pasadena. So please come up and receive your yellow rose.
Eternal love. I think that's what the yellow means. I could be wrong.
And also Robin Brenner for being our corresponding secretary. And later she acted as our, well, let me give you a rose. I've taken the thorns off. You'll be happy to know.
Wow, that's quite a feat.
So Robin acted as a corresponding secretary, and then when the need arose, she became the recording secretary, and also the liaison with the temple board. Sandra Reichert, I'd like to call you up for all the work you did as recording secretary as well as liaison with the board. And let's see. Thank you so much. Can you come over here? Can you come over on this side? This is the outgoing board, and the new board will be over here. And then Fran Revine is not able to be here this evening, but I wanted to thank her as well. Let's see if I missed anybody. No, I don't think I have. Oh, okay. Well, Pat would like to say something.
I would like to thank you on behalf of all of the sisterhood for the last 2 years, and we have something for you, which I know you didn't know about. And this seems like the appropriate time to do it. You're very welcome for all your hard
Unexpected.
work. Yes.
Thank you. Do you want me to open it?
If you want to, or if you don't, that's okay. It's up to you.
I'll do it later. Now I'd like to thank you all for all your hard work. And now I'm going to introduce the incoming board. So we have co-presidents this year. Marianne Rotstein, if you would come up. And Hilda Weintraub. Oh, she's bringing her violin. Oh, no, she's not bringing her violin. You're welcome. Here you go. And then our VP of membership is Sunny Moss. So she's switching from being former treasurer to now being the VP of membership. Then the new treasurer will be Sue Jones. Oh, you're up here. You're right in the right spot there. And corresponding secretary is Terry Schneier, who I hope is on live stream. Thank you for accepting that position. here's a rose for you. We'll send it FedEx. And then I think that, let's see.
Didn't you say there was somebody going to be parliamentarian?
I'm sorry. Oh, parliamentarian, yes.
Rebecca.
Rebecca Weintraub. She's down here. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Rebecca. And we still have a position, 2 positions open. The recording secretary. So if any of you are interested in being sisterhood recording secretary, and we do need a liaison between the sisterhood board and the temple board. And that is it. Thank you all so much.
While they're all here, everyone look at Mark. He wants to take your picture.
You want to move in a little bit? Yeah. Okay. Why don't you come right over here?
Jeremy's one of us sisters. Okay, all right. He keeps trying. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Go sideways.
Okay, all right.
I can't go any further.
Okay, girls, stay right where you are. I have a poem that I'm going to read to you. And so we are very grateful to the sisterhood. We have, well, officially, I guess you've officially now named Hilda and Marianne. So I wanted to show you all this beautiful, can you see this beautiful plaque? I don't know how much anyone ever pays attention to anything. Oh, can you close the arc, please, Crystal? Sometimes things hang and, you know, you don't see them. But here we have, see your name there? You can't back out now. That's right. Hilda and Marianne as presidents, Marcia as president, but all of our past presidents of the temple and sisterhood are on this board. And we want to thank Mark Reichard for making sure that this was taken care of and done. Marcia for picking it up. I caught the mistakes that they had earlier today, and then Marcia and Jeremy's going to take it and put it back up on the wall so you can all view it in its place. It's the first thing you see when you come in the building. And so I wanted to read you a poem from, I'm not sure which is the best place to stand for you all, from the women of Reform Judaism. And a synagogue, it just isn't a synagogue without a sisterhood. And there was some rumors that maybe we were not going to have a sisterhood this year. And so thank you to you fearless women who stepped up and filled the need. And if there's others, I see, Alicia, your name on recording secretary over there. Bring some new young blood in there. But we have, if you come into the kitchen, when we were picking the mezuzot for the building, and if you look at them, each one has a story. And if some of you never heard the story, you can ask me because I picked them and they have a story. Because who are Jews without a story? We all have a story. But the heart mezuzah is on the kitchen because sisterhood is the heart of the community and of the synagogue. And they're the place where the home starts and the food starts. And although, Jeremy, you have been donning some extra hats. You're an adopted sisterhood. The men's club could have an installation, but they were always, shh, they do their own thing. We don't go there. So it's important to know that when you join sisterhood and you support sisterhood throughout the years, we began in 2010, that you are connected to a long line of women going all the way back and going all across the world, because there are sisterhoods all across the world. So this is from the Women of Reform Judaism, and I'm going to read it to you so that we can celebrate what has been, what is, and we hope to have going forward. Sisterhood exists, and it is truly powerful. It is the strength of a united force, one that's immediate with the women you surround yourself with, and one that's universal with your sisters from around the world. Sisterhood creates a space for nourishment and love, a place to celebrate your everyday joys and triumphs, and one to hold one another when joy seems far away. Sisterhood is where you are supported when you are at your most vulnerable. It is a space to listen. It is a space to be heard, for both the laughter and where you can ask for help. Sisterhood is surrounding yourself with women whose energy ignites your spirit, a space to grow and a space to flourish. It is listening without judgment, without needing to give advice. It is allowing women to be beautifully real and fearlessly themselves. Sisterhood exists. It exists because of all of you and some of you out there that have been members as well. You're members and you're also volunteers, and you've been on the board. Sisterhood is truly powerful. It is a force that, when it is awakened, has the power to heal both one another and the world around us. So let us go ahead and give these sisters a round of applause. Thank you, everybody. Yes?
I would like to thank Sisterhood for sponsoring Ruslan at Co-Winter. You have been very generous, and we appreciate it.
That being said, so those on the live stream, Diana has reminded everyone that they do sponsor our cellist for Kol Nidre, among many other things. There's a lot of things around this building, and everything is a part of who they are. And of course, there is the annual Sisterhood Luncheon, and so I think Debbie Butera is hosting that, manning that this year. So please keep coming. All right, thank you. Let's hear it for them again. A double portion of manna. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. And so now we're going to shift gears and go into our worship service with Hatzi Kaddish, which precedes the official call to worship on page 144. The Hatzi Kaddish. Once again, thank you to everybody. Yikdal, Yikdash me Rabba, Ve'almadi Vrachir Teviam Likmachute, V'chayechon V'yomechon, V'chayedechol Ve'Yisrael, V'agala, V'agala, V'izmahan Kari V'imro. Yehi Shemei Rabba Mevarach, Le'alam Lo Me'almaya. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitfar, Yitramam, Yitnaseh, V'yit Hadar, V'yit Alev, V'yit Halal, Shemei D'Kudashah, Le'elam Min Kol V'chata, V'shir Rata, Tishbechata, V'nechemata, Da'amiran, V'alma, V'imru, Amen, Baruch Hu. Yeah, la la la. Come on, you guys. La la la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Baruch Hu. It's Adonai, Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Hamevorach, Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. And now we have our evening prayer, our Ma'ariv, our Avim, and let us read underneath it Blessed, page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Sevaot is your name, ever-living God. You may reign. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ari v'aravim, v'chochma poteach she'arim, u'v'vunam meshaneh itim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'mesader et ha'kochavim, b'mishmerotehem baraki et pirtzono. V'royom v'layla, kolel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or. Umavir yom, umevir layla, umavdil ben yom, uleila. Adonai Sevaot Shemo El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Yimlok Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed V'Haruch Atah Adonai Amari V'Aravim. And as Heather's coming up to sing Ahavat Olam, let us read on the bottom of page 149, this is an hour of change, and within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over, and where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah, mitzvot, laws, and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night will we reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel.
Yasher Koach. And so, Ahavat Olam, thank you. Ahavat Olam speaks, as Heather so beautifully led us in, everlasting love you've offered your people, Yisrael. And the love is there. You have to be willing to take it. Some people don't feel worthy of love. Some people are afraid of love. Some people push love away. Some people embrace love with all their being. But the reality is that with God, some people want to have that connection, want to have that relationship. And other people, they're not so sure, but, they're willing to show up and think about it. And then there are those who are just like, no, this is all there is. And so one thing that is devastating in these times of anti-Semitism and so much hatred and loss, senseless loss, it's important that Jews stick together. And if possible, when you have found a Jewish family, to forgive or find a way to go forward, because a family stays together, hopefully, no matter what, in the good times and in the bad times. And there are other people out there in the world, they want to eliminate us. And so it's more important than ever that we hold fast, like we're supposed to hold fast to the Torah, that we hold fast to each other, and that we give each other the support and the strength that we need to go out in a world that truly hates us and wants to destroy us. I had an experience, I hate to say it, again, when I called the police department to make sure that we were going to have cars patrolling, and that I really truly wanted a car out there now. And I got yelled at and was told, look, you're on the list. They go by. You don't need to call anymore. And I said, I do need to call because this is a heightened state of emergency. And, Steve Marcuse has led this security group that we have that we're working on. But this was really horrible. I felt the vehemence, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be nice. I'm going to be a good example of what a good Jew would be. And I thanked her for her service, and I was grateful that the police were going to drive by and keep us safe because we need it so desperately. We shouldn't have to be in this position. And even other factions of Judaism, they're fighting over politics, and everyone fights with each other at a time when unity and coming together is the single most important thing. And so our two new sisterhood co-presidents, Marianne and Hilda, will have to lay down their instruments for a moment. They're going to come over to this side, and they are going to kindle the light of these two candles that are there for the beautiful souls, that beautiful couple that lost their lives in Washington, D.C., and the horrible occurrence in Colorado. So each one of them will light their own candle. She needs her own flame igniter.
I haven't played with matches in a while.
Well, there it is. It's because you've been in Israel.
Yeah,
Although they smoke a lot over
they
there. So
do, but they use lighters.
I don't know. I can't even get this back on. Okay, there we go. So as these two candles are being lit, you light yours and then Hilda will light hers. Let us think, look at the light. Hold that flame up for just a second. Don't burn your fingers. Look at the light and think of the light that hatred tried to snuff out, just like that. And how it is important for us to keep the light kindled. You may light that candle now. Do you want me to lift it up for you? It is right there.
Oh, okay.
The air conditioning light. You see, this is an example of negativity trying to snuff out our light. Here you go. We won't let it happen. We will persevere. May this light and the light of that beautiful couple continue for all eternity. May they be blessed on high, and may their death not be in vain, you're right. And Hilda, hers as well, innocent people in Colorado. And these and so many more, may their light continue in their devotion to Judaism as all of ours. Thank you for lighting those lights. And thank you for being a light going forward in our sisterhood. Thank you. So now we're going to go to that light that's inside of us for the Shema. And the Shema is on page 152 and 153. So take a deep breath in. So if you listen to the sermon that came to me was about peace and connecting to peace in our own self, in that cocoon of our own being, so that we can go out into a world that's so full of darkness and hatred and be that light. But first, we can't do that if we don't kindle the light within our own being. And that light is God. So let us take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Adonai Echad. Adonai Echad. Please be seated. And because this is a Siddur of ancestry that we do, just like in our Torah scrolls, recognize those who have come before us, and the task ahead to always pass that love of Torah going forward to the next generation. And I actually think we're doing a pretty good job of that, especially here. Quinn's just on fire. I don't know what's up with him. The light of God is flowing through him. So we have the Vehafta on page 154. We also have all these little babies in our community. Got to figure that one out. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meyodecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'eleh asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shitecha v'beitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shofecha u'v'kumecha u'kashartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha v'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'yisharecha leman tizkaruhu va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'lohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. And now we are going to move towards our Mi Chamocha and let us read at the top, and then our instrumentalists will lead some of you in dance, in ruach, in spirit. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught, together before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, page 157. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, and that there is a better place and a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together, Micha Mocha. Marianne, get out there. Thank you. Moshe, Miriam, Ze'eli, Anu, Ve'ameru, Adonai, Lo, Le'olam, Va'ed, Yabba, Bim, 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 Yadadai, Bim, Bam, Yadai, Bim, 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 Yadadai, Bim, Bam, Yadai, Yadadai, Bim, Bam, Yadai, Yadadai, Bim, Bam. Wow, well, thank you to our two fiddlers, to Amy and to Marianne, and of course to our harp and our guitar over here, to Hilda and Glenn, but also to you for getting up and dancing and bringing that ruach to us. And so now, let us read on the top of 161 as we get ready for Hashkivenu on page 160. So we have Hashkivenu, and let us read together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions and to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom, B'amidenu Shomrenu L'chaim. Ufras aleinu sukat shlomecha, Ufras aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufaros aleinu sukat, sukat, shalom echa. Yalai, 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 la 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 la, yalai, la la la, yalai, 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 la 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 la. Ufros aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot, Shalom Echad. Okay, so now let us go to Vishamru Finkelstein. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Again. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. V'ni oven v'nei Yisrael, v'ni oven v'nei Yisrael, od hi le'olam, od hi le'olam. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim, ki sheshet yamim, asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'shameru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. U'bayom hashvi shavat ve'inavash v'shameru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Excellent clapping. I'm very proud of you. Okay, page 164. If you're able to, please rise for the Amidah as the ark is opened. As I look at this beautiful ark, we may have actually found a beautiful place to put it. And we'll see what's in store for us. Is very exciting. It's smaller than I had wanted with that big Mama D's place, but it is cozy and better, probably for our size. And I think it will like it there, if it all works out. K'nei ratzon, may it be God's will. Because we plan to keep this ancestry going. Are you ready? Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Kanei HaKol, V'Zacher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומשיל מגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסירים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים, אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום, יהללוך סלע, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Please be seated. As we contemplate on our comings and our goings in life, it's interesting because a little bit I sort of feel like I'm in the twilight zone because, 12 years can go by and not much has changed in a way. And when Mark Reichert and I and the team were looking for places for us to be, one of the reasons we decided to build this place is that there were places that didn't really want to rent to Jews. And now it's even worse. And so I've had to tell the realtors, they're like at the beginning, it's fine, they'll rent to you. It's just, you have the issue if you're not an income revenue producing person, place, like a retail place. There's that. And I said, no, you have to ask. So the whole thing, we got into the one over there, and no, they didn't want to rent to Jews. They'd sell to us, but they didn't want to rent to us. And this is what I'm saying, like, we have to stay together. And so we've been looking, and one of the places that we're really excited about, I said to them, with the other party there, the other realtors, I'm like, look, I just want to be clear, you do really want to rent to us. And they're like, yeah, you will put ramps over here. Yeah. So, that was a refreshing change, but it's really, really something. And it's like, 12 years gone by, and not only is it the same, but it's worse. We would have thought that maybe it could go in the other direction, but no. So let us read on page 171 at the top. 171. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see that wherever we gaze, that the bush burns unconsumed, and that we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Blessed is the eternal one, the holy God, Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh. And I have said many times, and some new people might not know, when I was trying to, where might I go to find you, exalted hidden one? It's right there, inside. And when I was on my journey, Buddhism or New Age wisdom or Edgar Cayce past life retreats and Brian Weiss and all that stuff, I was at a retreat, and I was in my mind, I heard, go home. And in the meditation, I saw this stream of light and spinning gold and all of that. And I didn't know where home was. I knew where home was, but that home in your soul, that place that you know that you belong. And there I was at our synagogue singing with the choir, 120 of them up there like angels in the sky. And I looked down on at the pulpit, and I looked at the gold wall that was enormous and the gold brick. And I really felt God, and I felt like, this is it, you are home. And it happened in the sanctification where we say, Ha'el HaKadosh. And the next day, I watched Santana receive an award at a music award ceremony, and he referenced this. And when he was done, he said, Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. So, there's holiness everywhere for everyone. We just have to want to access it. And so now Heather comes forth and is going to sing Retseh for us. So we are very blessed to have Heather. And you can find the Retseh on page 174.
Find favor, Adonai, our God, with your people Israel, and accept their prayer and love. May the worship of your people Israel always be acceptable. God, who is near to all who call, turn lovingly to your servants. Pour out your Spirit upon us.
Yashikoa, excellent. Well, now it is time. The time has come for the sermon, which for like the last 2 months has scared me to even share. Sue said to me today, "Oh, is this going to be another one?" I'm like, "I don't know." I actually wrote this last week, but I didn't want to change any of it. And I think it's important to contemplate and to always be willing to grow and evolve. And in order to do that, sometimes we have to figure out what it means to be blessed and truly blessed. And our Parsha this Shabbat is Parsha Nasso. And in it, we get the Birkat Kohanim. And one of my favorite moments at the other place, someone came up to me and said, "Rabbi," I wasn't the rabbi then, sorry, Cantor. They were probably wondering why I thought I could be a rabbi. But, Cantor, if you think you know so much, where in the entire Torah does that blessing come from? I said, "There's a lot of blessings in the Torah." And they were like, no, the one that we bless each other. And I said, "Oh, the Birkat Kohanim." And they were like, "Yeah." I said, "Parsha Nasso." They were shocked that I knew. But, you've got all these bar and bat mitzvah students, even if for nothing else, you're doing all those Torah portions over and over again. But Parsha Nasso is the Parsha we have this Shabbat, a Shabbat of blessings. How wonderful that this is Sisterhood Shabbat, that it is that Parsha. So, Shabbat Shalom. What does it mean to be blessed? Truly blessed. This Shabbat, as I said, we get the Birkat Kohanim, the priestly benediction, and I have always felt that that benediction, that blessing, flows from God to all of us, if we're worthy. I'm supposed to stand up here and do this, the Star Trek thing, like if you're, and Mark Reichert's a Kohen, so he, they say if you can actually do this, you are probably from that line of Kohanim. But I never, in my entire 30 years of working, ever wanted to do that, because I never felt that it was all upon me to bless you. It's upon God to bless us, and for all of us to bless each other. And so that is how energy and spirituality and love and blessing should flow. That is why I've always done that way. Why is it that some who seem most worthy are the ones most apt to suffer, while others, cut of less noble cloth, appear to be endowed with an embarrassment of riches? Some confuse blessing with wealth. Many cling tightly to their wealth, while others give generously with their hearts open and no compulsion toward the power one can yield over another when they are in a position of affluence. Why is it that sometimes the poorest of people are the most happy, and the richest can be downcast and alone, bereft of true friends or family? Blessings come in many different packages, sometimes at unlikely places. Some blessings can later on be perceived as a curse, depending upon which way the sword may fall, while some curses, looked in hindsight in the rearview mirror, can be viewed as an actual blessing. Has anyone ever experienced that? One never knows, and that is the point. The only true source of blessing comes from God. We say, "May God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine upon you. May God be with you always and grant you peace." Peace, the greatest blessing of all, cannot be bought. Money provides comfort and the ability to do for others, but peace is something that comes from within. If a person strives to be peaceful, at one with themselves and with God, then that is what they can then attempt to share with the world. But if that person encounters another that is not filled with peace, but rather with feelings of negativity and resentment and envy or rage, each has an effect on the other. If this then fans out negatively into our world, one can see why we are all in the grave mess that we are in, collectively, as one humanity. There can be no peace in the Middle East, or here, or anywhere else, until each one of us takes responsibility to create peace within ourselves to combat the negativity. If we do this, then peaceful coexistence has an opportunity to become the norm. We must muster as many peaceful moments as possible and wrap ourselves up in its cocoon of safety to reach for and to feel the Ruach Elohim, the Spirit of God that is around us and in us, in order to transform into something higher in purpose and greater in nature. When we say those words of blessing, we're not just mindfully or not mindfully saying them because we know them. We are channeling energy to enable us all to tap into that life force, that Ruach Elohim, that Spirit of God that has the power to transform us all and our world. But we have to want it. For some, war, chaos, dissent is a more comfortable state to dwell in. Some actually get high from it. Being peaceful takes a bit of work. And those of you that take Roger's meditation class, you probably are familiar with this. Or Joy, I know you like to garden. You know, you're probably familiar with this. Being mindful of the things that trigger and thwart balance and harmony can be challenging to navigate. When we say, may God's countenance shine upon you, we ask that the divine presence watch over, guide, and protect us through all of the nonsense and the negativity and the chaos that consumes our daily lives and cause us to deviate from a state of peace. So ask yourself, how can I bring more peace and the Spirit of God into my life? Steve goes out and surfs. I'm sure there's a lot of God and peace in those waves when you catch a good curve. How do we do that? Look at yourself and establish for you what that means. I'm trying to be grateful for the glass half full and not empty. I live in a place now where everyone pretty much, every house I've been in has a full-on ocean view. And I'm this little tiny one if I look in between the two houses across the street. And so I decided I'm going to have some surgery, and I decided, where am I going to find my peace? If I'm trapped in my house for a few weeks, where am I going to go? My other house had the ocean view in the whole city, so many of you saw it. What am I going to do? And so I thought, no, I'm going to take charge of my deck. And so I got a glider, and I want to get a little bird bath and a little fountain, and I got an umbrella, and I got new pillows. And I realized if I put that glider in one particular spot, I can lay on it, or I can look forward, and I can see that little sliver of ocean in between the two places across the street. And then I noticed, I sat on the glider, and I breathed in. Everyone take a deep breath in. I breathed in. And you know, I heard all of the wind chimes. And I heard the birds. Things that maybe we're so busy, I just sat there and I'm like, okay, I can find some peace here. And for those of you that are divorced, the one thing I said when I decided to get divorced is, I don't want anything, I don't care, do what you want, I just want peace of mind. Peace is the most important thing that we can have. And I think if we have it, then we can have good health. But if we don't have it, our stomachs are all tied up, nothing is working right. So once again, ask yourself, how can you bring in your own life, the things that you like to do, more peace and the Spirit of God into your life? Gardening, looking at the ocean, meditating, taking a long drive, when the traffic is light, probably at 4 in the morning, listening to or playing music, painting, cooking. These are all places to commune with Ruach Elohim if it's something that excites you and gets you connected to something that actually makes you feel good, that you can actually have control over. And then say thank you. You know, there's a radio station I listen to in the morning. I always love it. It's Gratitude Fridays, and they always have these inspirational things. You know, we have to take time to find the moment and the things that we want to be grateful for. So think about what feeds your soul, what could bring you into harmony and balance, that can help you breathe instead of actually holding your breath. Has anyone ever held their breath and realized it? Or maybe even gasping for air. And then think about who or what brings you joy. It is what it is. If something brings you joy, stick with it. If something is just not working for you, it's okay. Let it go. But truly, either let it go or truly embrace it. Because life, as we've seen with that young couple that got killed, is just too short. So all of these things that I've named and the things that you might have swirling around inside of you, they have elements of blessing within them that are designed for us to connect to peace. Bert Belzer wanted these roses and these gardens, and he would sit in his pew, a man of extraordinary wealth. All he wanted, I said, how do we ever repay you? How does anyone ever repay you? And he said, you know, there's only one thing I ever wanted my entire life. And I said, what is it? He said, my name on a pew. He said, it was kind of difficult because mostly in Reform Judaism, we didn't do that. He goes, I want my name on a pew. So his name's on a pew. And he would sit in that pew, and he would smile, and I'd see him looking out the window at the roses, and he'd breathe, and he'd look at his little name thing there, and he would say to me, I feel Jerry. I sit here and I feel Jerry. Who or what brings you joy? All of these elements contain blessing within them. In this topsy-turvy world, we need to create the space to let peace in, to let go, and to not be afraid. So we have someone in our community that helped build this space, Margaret Howeisen. And you know, relationships have their things and they come and go. But she's in the hospital, and she called me to come talk to her. And she said as she gets farther along in her life, she realizes where the blessings were. And she started to cry, and she said she was sorry for things, but she said she is so grateful that I converted her, and that her whole life has been filled with blessing since that moment. So we never know what are the things that we do that have an influence, even when people are gone, on their lives. So gathering in community, celebrating together, praying, and trying to make a higher connection, forgiveness, going forward, these are all paths towards peace, but also ruach, spirit. What we say or do to distract from it is what undermines and causes us to keep straying from the source. God created the garden and the promise of peace for us all. But it is our own flawed instincts that have created some of the chaos that we have grappled with, all of us, as one humanity from the beginning. The Torah is full of it. And guess what? Even angels don't have peace. There's all kinds of stories of rivalry and conflict. And in Torah study, I'm sure my husband would love to get into all that. Or we could have a class on it. There's a lot. They were jealous of us. When we ask that God be with us always and grant us peace, we ask that in the good times and in the bad, God will be watching over us, possibly orchestrating a path towards peace that we might not even see. We can only pray that here in the Middle East and beyond, that even with the rise in anti-Semitism and conflict across our country and with others, peace is the highest form of blessing that we can pray for, lover you. Because when we have peace, we have everything. Peace of mind, peace in the heart and the soul, that is a blessing beyond compare. When we pray, we should pray for peace wherever it is needed, and most particularly within ourselves and our relationships. Then everything else can hopefully shift. And then God can create true abundance and blessing and ruach. So may God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine upon you and lift you up. May God be with you always and grant you peace. Together, Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom. And so now some of you know this from High Holy Days. We're going to take a deep breath in and out, and we're going to sing Ruach Elohim, because we're going to connect to that source of peace around us and within us. So everyone, deep breath in, and a deep breath out. One more, a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Ruach Elohim, may God's Spirit be with you. Ruach Elohim, keep you safe from harm. May the love of God be your shelter from every storm. Yevarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha, v'yasem lecha shalom. Ruach Elohim, may God bless you and keep you, bring you to the light that's safe from harm. May the love of friends be your shelter from every storm. Everyone, you know these words, in Hebrew even. Yevarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha, v'yasem lecha shalom. Ruach Elohim, may God's Spirit be with you, bring you to the night in loving arms. Together we will be your shelter from every storm. Together we will be your shelter from every storm. And let us once again, Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be that's God's will. So now we're going to move to the Misha Barach. And as I said, Tim Jones is awaiting surgery tomorrow. His fiance took him to emergency last night, and he has sepsis, but it's going to be okay because he's finally going to get his toe fixed. And we want to send great prayers of healing for him and for his family. You know, that's always a big concern. Judy Rice is home from the hospital, but she is going into palliative care. So I don't know that you should say anything to her, whatever. I don't know where the family stands with all of it. But because we are a caring community, just know, so whatever you can do to be there for her, she's going to need it. She's a very strong person, and she's used to being in control and doing life on her terms. And so, but I know she would always love some comfort. And I know Richard, she pointed out what you're supposed to get, and I said, can we just make a list? Richard's going to get this, and Faith Goldman's going to get that. I'm like, Cantor and Isaiah is going to get that. I'm like, can we just make a list? So she's been busy making lists. And that's what we need to do. We need to make a list of the things that bring us peace and the things that bring us joy and that help us. And as I said, Margaret Howison, so let's include her in our prayers, because we would not have any of this without her. She was a great part of it. And we have to remember that and be thankful, as we're so grateful to finally pay her off. Sue's glad too. So thank you to God for all these opportunities to go forth in blessing and to work through the things that seem like curses, and just put it all together and hope that we can go forward in peace and with shalom and ruach, the ruach of Elohim. So for all of our people here, Shelley Zerkis, is he okay now? Okay, her boyfriend went in the hospital and came out. And that's what we like. Go in, come out. It's scary, yeah. And many of you here are suffering with things, and I know that, and so we ask for a Mishaberach for you as well, also in the cyberspace world. So, and maybe even for me. May my knee finally be healed and the right doctor present himself to me. So, let us take a deep breath in and a deep breath out and turn to page 371. 371. See your people in your mind's eye and know that they are with you and you are with them. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Mishaberach avotenu v'kor havracha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu v'kor havracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say So we ask that God be with all who are in need. And it's an interesting thing when I say, like, I feel like I'm going around and around in the twilight zone, just like, searching for a place for us. It's rather ironic to me that, when you have your knees replaced, implants only, they say, last 10 or 15 years. So it has been almost exactly 15 years. And the break that happened, the problem that happened to catapult us to this place has now happened again. And so my implant is broken, and I have to go in and get it fixed. But it's exactly the same thing, and we're at a fork in the road once again. So I don't know. Keep track of your bones, and keep track of the things that aren't really your bones that are supposed to be your bones. I don't know what to say. So anyway, may the force be with us all. So now we are going to go to the Elenu. Is there something more you want to do, Dan? You got that look on your face like there's something calling out to you. Did you want to sing us a song from the Piano Man? Going to wait for Saturday the 14th? Saturday, yeah. Okay. Cabaret night, Saturday the 14th, gotta come. All these fabulous musicians that you see up here will be doing something. Also Quinn, Heather, everybody's gonna be doing something. Jeremy's gonna be the MC. Mark Reichert, I hear you singing back there all the way from up here. I think maybe you should sing a song. I don't know. It's like, it's gonna be good. Huh? Oh, and magic, that's right. I can actually say the name Marty. For Marty. Marty is going to do magic things. For what? 20 or 30 minutes. And he is an actual magician at the Magic Castle, and he's going to do his thing. So we're blessed to see that. So I guess I'm doing am I doing announcements? So yeah, there's that. So please come next Saturday for that, third Friday service. And then this fiscal year is done, and we have to go forward into whatever the future holds for us. That being said, we have to be grateful for God. Please rise for the Elenu if you're able on page 586. Bottom of the page. Elenu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latekid laleot severeshid, shelo asanu kedrei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem. V'gor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtakavim u'modim lefnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim ve'yoser haaretz u'moshev yekaro b'shamayim ima'al v'shechinah uzo v'gov hemeromim hu Eloheinu enod Emet malkeinu efes ulato kakatu v'torato v'yadata hayom v'hashavota elvavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim b'shamayim mima'al ve'aretz mitachot enod v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz v'yom ha'hu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Please be seated. And now we move to the Kaddish. Of course, we want to bring to mind those that we know have been senselessly killed, but also our own loved ones who have moved on into the heavenly realm that we will always remember at this time. So if you have lost someone in the last 7 days, would you please rise and say their name? At home, please do that as well. Oh, Kathy.
This is for Police Officer Samuel Medeiros in the Baldwin Park Police Department.
Oh, thank you. Please stay standing. Thank you for saying that. You know, it's an interesting thing because that happens. We should probably include that in our services. Thank you. Anybody else? The last 30 days. Has anybody lost someone in the Shloshim period the last 30 days? At home, if you have, please say something. And then in the last 11 months, if you've lost someone, Sal? Sorry to hear. Robin and Steve? Mark? Thank you. Thank you for saying her name. Anybody else? If you are observing a yard side, please, if you're standing, raise your hand. But Harriet? Diana? Joy? Crystal? Anybody else? Hilda? Anyone? Okay, together we'll rise and say the Kaddish, and page 598, may their memories be for a blessing. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabah, be'el ma'di v'rach l'rutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayedecho be'el Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman karev imru. Yehei shemei rabah mevarach le'olam v'lomei maya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kudashah v'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush v'chata, v'nechemata, da'amiran ve'elama v'imru. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom v'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May God, who is the author of life and death, and the grantor of eternal peace, grant that to our loved ones in the heavenly realm, and to those here who are suffering with the freshness of loss. As together we say, Amen. Please be seated. Except, Joy, do you want to come up here? So one of the things that we are celebrating is Joy's birthday. Can we say how old you are? I was going to ask you. Okay, so actually she is forever young, as you can see. And Joy is one of those people, oh, we don't want to bother you. I don't want to bother you. I'm not even sure how sick you might be if you are sick when you are sick, which you're not right now, clearly. Because she and, Bob, they kind of keep it to themselves. And they're like, we're saving it up for the big stuff. And the big stuff isn't here yet, right? Thank God. Baruch Hashem. But 95, yes, is a milestone. I remember Bobby's 90th. She's going to, yeah.
She's birthday was Tuesday.
Oh, can she come up with you?
Sure.
Get on up here. Okay, Ava. All right, who else has had a birthday right now or around now? My husband in the back. Anybody else having any birthdays? What about big ones? Okay. And Bobby's here with Luann. Bobby had a lovely tea party for beautiful hats for her birthday.
She's 91.
91. So 91. So for me, I always felt 21. Remember that? 31, 41, 51. You like 41? I like 38. 61, 71. I'm not 30, but the rest of you. 81, 91. Okay. It's never been the actual 0 birthday. For me, the one that I really felt was the 1. So like when you turn 41 or 51, then you realize you are 1 year closer to the next decade. Ever since I was young, it's always been the 1. Now we look at that and you can think, okay, well that's kind of a negative thought, right? But in Judaism, we have the 7 days of creation, Siman Tov and Mazel Tov, Tov, goodness and all that. But it's the number 8. When do we circumcise? On the 8th day. It's basically the number 1. So what we're getting is that you may have had the 7 days of creation, right? You have created this baby, but it's now going to go forward into all the next chapters of its life, all the future ones. And so that's what I'm saying. You can choose to see the glass half empty or full. The Messiah is connected to the number 8, whereas 10 is connected to the God. So 95 is 14, put down, reduced in gematria, right? Which then reduces down to what? 5. Oh, see how sharp your mind is at 95? So when we have 5, when you have number 4, you have love. But when we have 5, we're in a moment of strength and conviction. And when you have that, you have joy.
Here she is. There she is.
There she is. These two should be our examples. You've got to tell us what you're doing. Here, each of you take a microphone and tell us the secret to your longevity. So we may be like you as you multiply it to 120.
Okay.
May I still be upright?
Well,
You got to hold it to your mouth so that everyone on live stream hears you.
I think that I have been blessed by God to be here, and that's the secret.
Did you hear that, everyone? She's blessed by God to be here. Wonderful. And Bobby, hold it up to your mouth. Thank you, Ilga.
I don't know, because I've faced death several times.
And you cheated it, that angel
Well,
of death.
I just told the doctors I'm not ready.
And then she goes on a cruise to Europe or something. I don't know. To your mouth so they can hear. So they can hear.
Seriously, we had the cruise planned, and Israel was attacked, and we couldn't take the cruise because the first 2 spots were Israel. And then then I had a heart attack, and because of my heart attack, the insurance now paid off.
See, blessings. That seems like a curse, and then it's a blessing of abundance.
The heart attack paid off on my deposits. And so when I got to the really bad part, and my four specialists were discussing whether I could take another operation, and I said, gentlemen, I've got a 90th birthday planned. I do not want it to be a memorial. I want to be there with my guests. I'm not afraid. Do what you have to do, but take care of it. Cure it. And the next day, afternoon, I was in surgery, and here I am.
Baruch Hashem. Isn't it great to have these success stories?
And then when we went to
Shut your
Rome,
mouth so they can hear.
I always wanted to see the Sistine Chapel. And as we came in, a priest was giving a prayer, and they took my wheelchair and me right up. And so I was the second one for him to see. And I told my daughter, I said, I'm going to ask for a blessing. She said, Mom.
Hey, we take them wherever we can get them.
I said, well, Jesus was a Jew, why not?
That's right. I'm not opposed to that. Go for it.
So here this beautiful priest came over, and he said, may I help you? I said, I want a blessing, and I'm Jewish. But Jesus is Jewish. So, why not?
I know, especially with you. You like a good-looking man. I know that. I was in Israel with you.
And he was indeed handsome.
I can see the sparkle in your eye. I've seen that sparkle all over Yerushalayim.
And I told him he said, "What you tell me what's happening?" I told him that the thing I was fearful about my trip was everything was prepaid. I even had the airfare paid to bring me back in case I died overseas. But I really did want my daughter to have to face that. And so I said, I'm afraid of that, Father. I just don't want my daughter to have that as her last thought of me. And he says, my dear, you're just not ready to go. And he said, you're not ready to leave. And he says, you've got things to do yet. So I'm here.
There you go. Maybe we should start passing this mic around. I remember there was a moment with Diana where she's like, okay, fine, I'm ready to go. No, you're not. And then she's like, I'm not ready to go. And here she is, you see? I guess that's the key. No, you can't take me.
Well, Rabbi, I feel so well now.
I'm so blessed to hear that, and we all are. Thank you.
I feel so grateful.
Yes,
I have such a wonderful family,
yes.
and I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I know I'm blessed. And I wanted to come tonight to share that with you.
Well, we're so glad that you did. Really seriously, and Luann, she's such a great daughter to help you. So we're all going to bless you for your birthdays and sing to you. I'm going to put my tallis around you. So I knew we were doing this today. And so when I got ordained, I had a tallit that I was going to wear. And then, of course, I'm in New York, so I have to go shopping. And so I saw this with all its beautiful sparkles and everything. And so this is the tallis. I have several that I always remember about my ordination. And Bob and Joy, Bob made a beautiful picture, he doesn't even remember, of Rabbi Gelberman anointing me on my forehead with oil. So anyway, you guys are the best with pictures. I'm going to put this around you. You can feel like you're being ordained by God because you have been blessed by God. You have been blessed, okay. All right, so here, come over, make a little sandwich sideways, because everyone please rise as we open the ark. I want the Torah here blessing you. So you're so grateful to God. Okay, are we ready? Because we don't want to stand with our back to it. Okay, we ready? So this has been a service of blessing. We know the words. May God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine upon you and be with you always and grant you peace. I know you do, but may you continue to have it. Mwah. And may you be overflowing with blessing. That's right. And see, and this is what Bobby's saying up here. She has peace now, but she didn't always have it. And that's why we're grateful. And that's why we hang on through those times when we don't have it. Because there are going to be those times. And you guys are our example. Mwah. All right, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Joy and Bobby. Happy birthday to you. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we're going to have cake celebrating. All right. Go for it. Let's hold on. Let's see. Marsha, can you help? Okay. All right. I know all of us, none of us are in good shape. But we're upright. Thank you, Lord. We are upright. Okay. All right. Now. All right. Close this so you can sit down. All right. Please be seated. Well, it has been quite the ride. So once again, I would like to draw attention to our fabulous musicians. We have Dan on the piano, magical Dan, magical musical director. And we have Marianne, and we have Hilda, and we have Amy. Don't go anywhere, Marianne, I'm bringing you up. Where are you going?
Let Mark in, but I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, security's coming in. Oh, is that because, is there somebody out there that we want to think about whether or not we want to let them in? They're waving their hand at me. Is it Marty? Crystal, can you turn around? Do we know this? I am so glad, Mark, you are doing your job. This is CSS training in action. Do we know him? I think it's Marty Gorman. Okay, let him in. Oh, I love it. We're actually doing our security that we learned about. Those of us that were in the training, we're like, oh, don't let anyone in unless you know who they are. Mark, thank you for doing your fabulous job. Marty, thank you for coming enough that we know who you are. And Zach, I'm not calling you Marty. Can you hear us? Baruch Hashem. Okay, so thank you to them. It's so wonderful when Glenn Joyce is on the guitar and Hilda and him are there doing it together, Marianne and Amy, and then Sue and Marcia. But then another exciting thing that we have to think about is birthing these babies. So Marianne's going to come forward. She's going to talk about, because we're going to celebrate the birth of her grandson. She also wanted to include my grandson in that because they were only a few months apart. Come, be careful. Come over here. Oh, well, she's got better knees than me.
So far.
Okay.
So far.
So, very good.
Time's coming,
No.
I'm sure.
No.
All right. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom,
Oh,
Chairman.
it's very nice to be back. Thank you. Yeah, we are going to have a little cake to welcome in my little grandson, my first grandson. I can't even believe it. And we're also going to have a cake because no matter what's been going on, Rabbi and I both had grandsons
We had
within
them
a half
birthing
of year
those
each other. So we're going to have a cake that says welcome to baby Liam, who's in New Jersey. And then, of course, my little guy who is in Israel, Avishai Halevi Carouso. Avishai, it means a gift of the Father. They call him Shai Shai. And it was quite an experience. I got there a week before he was born. He was born very promptly on his due date, April 10th.
Wow.
2 o'clock in the morning. He is definitely a little Israeli, very perceptive from the minute he was born. He knows everybody that's around him, everybody that's in the room. Not a good sleeper because of that. Very cute. He's already 2 months old, changing every day. It's an amazing miracle. And I knew I was blessed every moment that I was there. I'm glad to be back. I know there's a lot of work to do. Thank you, Rabbi, and thank you all for sharing the birth of Avishai, and I can't wait for the future
Woo!
to see where our guys go.
That's right.
And many more. Have babies. Anybody can have babies? Have
You know,
some babies.
I actually, Crystal, I don't know if I should tell you this, but wait, don't go anywhere. I texted Sierra. And I'm like, what is going on over there? When are we going to have some babies? And she said, like, maybe by the end of the year, she's going to, like, we got to keep them, be fruitful and multiply, bring those babies in here.
It really perks things up.
It does. So everyone, let's sing. Semen Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and Semen Tov. Semen Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and Semen Tov. Semen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov and Semen Tov. Yehelanu, 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 Olacho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Olacho Yisrael. Yehelanu. She's an Israeli. Olacho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Olacho Yisrael. Woo! I'm glad you grabbed that. You got that spirit of Israel. I don't know, you're an Israeli now. Okay, please be careful going down over there. I know. Well, I'm putting it out there in the universe while I'm on the Bima. Marianne, I have discussed this with several people. There are some people who actually do want to go to Israel.
I know my way around now.
There you go. You're going to know the language really well, too. So there is a possibility in the near future when it's calm so that other people who are not so adventurous as you are willing and ready to go to Israel, we will take another trip. Because we want to see everybody. Now we have mishpacha. I know, Sandra and Mark have a lot of mishpacha, but you're going to see your baby, right? Okay, there we go. Now, we are going to put peace. Did we figure out which same shalom it was? We are going to bum, 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 bum. Yeah, okay, there was some discretion. Okay. It is the only time that we command God to do anything. Sim, put, shalom, peace upon us. So when we do Saturday morning service and we sing that, boom, 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 we're putting peace on us all, begging God, commanding God to do that one thing because he or she is the ultimate grantor of peace. You ready? Sing, come on. Sing, shalom, sing, shalom, sing, shalom, tova, uveraha. Sing, shalom, sing, shalom, sing, shalom, tova, uveraha. Ya la 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 la, come on, la la. Ya la 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 la, ya la ya. I don't hear you. Ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Sing, shalom, sing, shalom, sing, shalom, tova, uveraha. Woo! Shabbat shalom, everybody. Over there for our cake and excitement and kiddush and motzi. Thank you once again to everyone. Please come next Saturday. If there's room to participate and you want to, talk to Dan and check your emails for everything else. Shabbat shalom, here and in cyberspace. Mazel tov to our sisterhood.